Hey K-popers, and welcome back to Hallyu, where it's time for another update in the world of K-pop. This week, we found out that Red Velvet's Joy and Crush are dating, a mountain of disturbing allegations surfaced surrounding NCT and WayV member Lucas's treatment of women and kittens, Wonyoung tests positive for COVID-19, and lots more news and new music from Brave Girls, Stray Kids, and others. Before we get started, I want to quickly thank Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to show off your bias group here, share your pics in weekly videos, and join a vibrant Discord community with watch parties, custom emoji, and more, all you need to do is support Hallyu on Patreon. Alright, let's jump right in. This is your K-pop news update for August 29th, 2021. Let's start with some happy news this week, which is that Red Velvet's Joy and Crush are dating. Sports Chosun initially reported the rumor on August 23rd, citing their collaboration Mayday from May 2020 as the catalyst that sparked a flame between the two idols. Since that release, they've been reportedly keeping in touch and started dating. And it didn't stay a rumor for long, as P Nation and SM put out a statement saying, quote, "They had a senior-junior relationship, but they recently began dating with good feelings toward each other." That's about as cute a statement as you're going to get from a label. Joy and Crush both released their own individual statements after as well, with both idols apologizing to fans for the surprise, as they wanted to share their feelings when the time was right. They both said they're taking things slowly and confirming their feelings for each other, though Crush did say, "The number of days where I'm smiling has increased due to the positivity and brightness of that person, and my heart has also become healthier." In any case, I want to wish them both the best, and I hope that they're happy together. Now, unfortunately, we have to take a big detour and talk about NCT and WayV member Lucas, because there has been a lot going on this week and it's been rapidly evolving. So I'm going to apologize in advance if this information is already out of date by the time you're watching this video. There's a lot of information out there with several long statements from many alleged victims too, so I encourage you to check out those statements in full if you want more details on this case. So this all started on August 23rd when a girl came forward on Twitter and exposed an alleged relationship she'd had with Lucas. The accuser said, quote, "At first he expressed interest in me and got my number. We started dating like that, but he asked to break up suddenly because he was having a hard time due to his schedules, so we broke up without any negative feelings, but that's where the problems all started." She went on to explain that after breaking up, Lucas would continually ask to still see her and makes her pay for everything under the guise that he couldn't be found out as a celebrity, essentially using her and then gaslighting her when he returned to his schedules. Then a second accuser came forward. She shared that she didn't have any hard feelings about their breakup, but she also had the same experience of Lucas trying to get her to buy him luxury gifts and being gaslighted. She also shared that Lucas had been cheating since he lied to her about having a girlfriend when they first met in person. A third accuser also came forward sharing similar stories of being manipulated to pay for gifts and hotel stays and accusing Lucas of cheating, presumably with the other two accusers. As you can imagine, this prompted statements from both SM and Lucas. SM said Lucas would be halting all activities to deeply reflect on his wrongful actions, including stopping the single jalapeno that was due out this week. However, this apology and the fact that other victims had come forward prompted the first accuser to share a lot more detail about her own experience, which spanned 2 periods of dating over 2 years. Notably, at the end of the statement, she said, quote, "Many of the victims, including myself, are currently still suffering from the mental damages inflicted by his speech and his actions, but it seems that he will, quote, reflect on himself for a few measly months before crawling back out to promotions. I feel that this is not a proper way to respond to the situation, so I am writing this last post." And we're not done yet, folks. Just yesterday, a 5th accuser shared information that Lucas had tried to seduce her by bringing her a kitten, which she rejected. When Lucas returned to Korea, he allegedly abandoned this kitten, and the craziest part is that now apparently Win-Win is the one raising this kitten. So that is a lot of information to absorb in just a few days of updates, but given SM and Lucas's acknowledgement of his actions in their respective statements, it seems that there is some serious weight to a lot of this immoral behavior. Do you think we're going to hear more stories come out over the next week? Do you believe the accounts from the accusers in full? And what do you think should happen to Lucas? Should he leave NCT and WayV? I'm curious to know all your thoughts on the story. Now, we also got some late-breaking news last night about Wonyoung, and unfortunately it's not good news. The former IZ*ONE member has tested positive for COVID-19. Starship Entertainment has released a statement on the matter saying, quote, "On the 28th, our company's artists An Yoo-jin and Wonyoung were contacted about crossing paths with an outside staff who had been confirmed to have COVID-19, so we immediately went to receive a PCR test. Unfortunately, while Yoo-jin tested negative, Wonyoung did test positive. Both idols have gone into self-quarantine, and obviously this means all schedules for both idols have been cancelled for the foreseeable future." To add insult to injury, one of those schedules for Wonyoung was a birthday live stream. The former IZ*ONE member's birthday is just in a couple of days. Of course, the most important thing here is her health, so I wish Wonyoung a speedy recovery. Now, with that all said and done, we're treated to another busy week of new K-pop this week, so let's check out all the great new music that we got. First up, our 2021's beloved viral girl group sensation Brave Girls with another top-notch comeback in After We Ride. JB got some help from J Park, and this collab set on a moving house. Here is BTW. Wonyoung is back with an ultra catchy rock song in Rainstar. Rapper Penomiko dropped a double release this week, starting with this Porsche-filled MV for Shy. And the second part of that Penomiko double release comes in the form of Bolo. The ultra-talented soloist Lee Hai gave us this beautiful ballad called Only. Rookie boy group Mirai are back with Splash, an epic comeback with some great dance sections. And speaking of hard-hitting comebacks, here's T1419 with their new song Flex. Soloist Yuha kept that trend going this week as well with the aggressive comeback Ice-T. Everglow's new song for the UNICEF Promise campaign is doing double duty as a catchy bop and an homage to the iconic Atlantis Princess by Boa. Loco and George are out exploring the woods in their new collab. Here is Just Like This. Our first debut this week has been highly anticipated. Here's Kwon Eunbi's debut song Door. CL's brand new comeback certainly lives up to its name. This is Spicy.
She got the sauce, and it's spicy. You're looking at the most fly Asians. He got the sauce.
Very Very Strager has some spectacular drone footage to complement the epic new song. Comedian Moon Se-yoon has adorned the stage name Buka Dung in this collab with Ravi, which serves as his debut. The 2Yoon subunit is back. Well, kind of. Jinyour and Ho Ga-yoon combined forces in this powerful song called Soup. And last but certainly not least, we have Stray Kids, who have gone back in time in their new comeback, Thunderous. As always, I want to know what songs from the past week caught your eye in the comments section. Though I adored Everglow's Promise, my pick this week is Brave Girls and their comeback After We Ride. I really don't know how to describe why I enjoy this song so much, but I do. I love Brave Girls and I love this song. And with all those comebacks in the books, let's look forward to some upcoming releases in Comeback Watch. First up is a huge solo debut that was revealed just as last week's news video was premiering, which is for Blackpink member Lisa. The long-rumored debut is finally happening on September 10th. Mamamoo are also getting ready to release some music in September. The girl group is going to be dropping a compilation album next month. But don't worry, there will be 2 brand new tracks included on the album as well. Luna are dropping their first Japanese single on September 15th. It'll be a double A-side with the songs Hula Hoop and Starseed. Key will be dropping a pre-release single tomorrow, and it's going to feature none other than Taeyeon. Now, going a bit further into the future, 17 will be releasing their first new music since the renewal, coming in mid-October, though we don't have any details yet on what type of comeback it'll be. And our last comeback to talk about is NCT 127, who also announced recently that they're releasing their third full album called Sticker. This album will contain 11 tracks and will be out on September 17th. Oh, and they already also sold 1.3 million copies on pre-orders on day 1. Now for some more K-pop news stories, starting with Sakura, who has returned to Korea. The former IZ*ONE member was spotted at Incheon Airport in Seoul surrounded by HYBE bodyguards on August 27th. And as we all expected, HYBE issued a statement saying, quote, "We are unable to confirm anything about Miyawaki Sakura's arrival in Korea and the BTS security team." HYBE, I can see her at the airport with my own 2 eyes. You can confirm this one, it's okay. DJ, turn it back on because Girls' Generation is back together again. This week we got a preview of their U Quiz on the Block appearance and it is glorious. They even brought out Lollipops from Kissing You.
하나, 둘, 셋. 안녕하세요, 소녀시대입니다. 지금은 소녀시대.
In a very bizarre turn of events, girl group Solia, who debuted August 17th, disbanded 5 days later on the 22nd. Their label Space Music Entertainment clearly didn't have the funds to promote them more beyond their initial debut MV, but it makes me wonder why go through all the work for a debut if the money isn't there at all. A big congratulations to Kwon Eun-bi. Her debut album has sold over 31,000 copies, a great start for the former IZ*ONE member in her solo career. And in our last news story, you may have seen American artist Megan Thee Stallion's remix version of BTS's Butter, which came out this week. Well, it turns out her label in America actually tried to block her from releasing it and had to get a judge to allow the release of the remix. And finally, on the 27th, that remix came out and was shared by Big Hit. Alright, now let's talk about a great week in music shows. Tomorrow by Together kicked off the week with a pair of wins for their new song Loser Equals Lover on the show and Show Champion. After that, it was Red Velvet retaking their crown and earning 4 straight wins for Queendom on M Countdown, Music Bank, Show Music Core, and Inkigayo. Do you think Red Velvet's streak will continue on into next week? Let me know what your predictions are for next week's winners down below. Alright K-popers, you're now officially caught up on everything going on in the K-pop world. Let me know how you feel about all the week's news and the new music that we got down in the comment section. As always, if you want to stay caught up with the K-pop world as it happens while having tons of fun every single week, make sure you're subscribed right here to Hallyu.